Regan here, and today I have something that is super awesome that I said I would do. But this is a full out review of the Supernatural makeup palette from Hot Topic, which I'm super excited about. Now, before we get into this, I do have some news. So about PhoenixCon. Now, I'm not sure if I'll be vending there for sure yet. I haven't heard from Creation, and I haven't been able to, I'm not going to start mass producing stuff and buying inventory and stuff until I hear back from them, and it is May, so I'm not sure if I'll be vending that. I am for sure going to be going just because I got photo op tickets too, so it's just going to fully depend on whether I'm vending is going to depend on whether or not they decide to finally get back to me. But, so this is the new Supernatural Join the Hunt eyeshadow palette from Hot Topic. Now, the first thing I can say is this is huge. It's bigger than my head. It's the width of my shoulders. It's huge. And it's a 13 eyeshadow palette. It's got ingredients on here. Manufactured by Hot Topic. On the back it just has all the colors. Now it does cost $14.90. Of course I got it for a bit cheaper than that, but today I'm going to be swatching colors, showing you basically the inside of everything, and then also explaining my experience with the makeup so far. Now, I did recently get this right when it came out, so I don't have a ton of experience, but I will tell you that what I'm wearing right now is all the eyeshadow, some eyeshadows from this palette, which I'm going to show you which ones it is. But when you open it up, I love the interior. That's so cool. You can see the camera, you can see me in it. It's like Inception. You've got, and there's all my moving junk in my shelves and everything. But, so in the corner of the mirror down here, you probably can't see it, but it says Saving People, Hunting Things, the Family Business. And we've got this cool little Supernatural interior. There's a plastic thing over this, as always. The first thing that I did notice is there's a lot of fallout from this color right here, which I haven't used that color yet, so I don't know why it so insists on being so dusty. But let me show you the brush that it comes with. It's a synthetic, obviously a synthetic hairbrush. It feels like it'll be a decent brush. I don't use this brush. I have my brushes that I'll use, but I will try and use this maybe another time. But the brush does have symbols on it from Supernatural, which is super awesome. It's a really cool looking brush. So, removing the plastic, not permanently, because if you collect makeup, you know that you're not supposed to leave the plastic off, because it's what protects it when this is shut, and it also protects your mirror. So there's a good look at all the colors. There's Baby, Demon Eyes, Angel, Jerk, Grace, Hunter, Witchy, Free Will, Bitch, Possession, Pie, Aspa, and Rock Salt. Now the look that I have on today is Angel, Jerk, Grace, and then Baby. Now I haven't had it on for very long. We're only halfway through the day because it's about 2:14 right now, so it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've had this on since this morning, and so far it hasn't creased, and I have very oily, not skin, but eyelids. My eyelids are prone to crease or mirror. They just really like to do that all the time. I don't know why, but it's very hard for me to get makeup that will not do that, and I usually have to use an eye primer. But for the sake of the review, I didn't use an eye primer just to see if it would crease, because most normal people do not use an eye primer when they're doing their makeup. So far it has not creased. It's still doing pretty good. The end of the day is when it probably will crease, but the fact that it's 2 o'clock and I've had this on since this morning, and I got up and did my makeup at about 8:30ish, 9ish, so that's a good sign. But I am going to also swatch all of these colors for you guys so you can see what they look like, and I'm going to just swatch them on my inner arm here. So we're going to start with Baby, and a lot of people have been swatching them with the brush, but that's not how you swatch makeup. You swatch it with your finger. So that's Baby. Okay, keep in mind that this palette only costs $15. So the colors that you're gonna see, like, you can't expect them to be freaking like Too Faced or any kind of like Sephora, Ulta, big brand like It or Too Faced or Lorac Pro. You can't expect them to be like that. Urban Decay, you can't expect this to be as good as them, because those are like $60 palettes, and that's compared to a $15 palette. So this is the next color, which is called Demon Eyes. And then Angel, which is like a light shimmery gray. So I mean, the swatches that you're gonna see, like, they're pretty good. I think the pigment's pretty true. There's the color Angel. That's the only one that I don't feel like is super true, but I will tell you that I did put that on my eyes, and it did look really true when it was on my eyes. Grace is a bit of a tealish type color. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Hunter, which is like a green. Which, that was not a very good swatch, but it's more like the pigmented part right there is what it looks like when you put it on. So this is the color Witchy. So as you can see, they're fairly faint, but which may make you tempted. This is Reveiw. Gorgeous color. I love that. I want to use that as a highlight. So it may make you tempted to pile the color on your brush before you put it on your eye, but I will never recommend that you do that. Always, you can either wet your brush and get it wet, and that'll make a higher pigmented look, or slowly add it. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of fallout. I know people have been complaining about fallout on these palettes. When I put it on, I only had a little bit, but it was comparable to makeup brands like Urban Decay. Their naked palettes produce about the same amount of fallout, but I'm not grabbing a ton of pigment, and I always blow off my brush before I apply. If you want to build up pigment, you're going to put a little bit on at a time and then get down, like, just build it up like that. That's the best way to build up any kind of makeup. Next up, I've got Bitch. Very faint that one is, but it's okay because you don't want a super dramatic look anyways all the time. This is the color Possession. I put it right next to it, but... And then we've got Pie. We're getting more towards the nudes of the palette. And Aspet, which is going to be very faint. I'm going to actually put that down here. You can see it barely on my skin, but maybe the camera is not going to pick it up, but it's right there. It's like a shimmery, it's nude, like it literally looks like the color of my skin. It's just going to add a bit of shimmer. And the last color I've got, which is the white, is Rock Salt, and that obviously comes off white. The problem is you can't see the pigment as good as I can because of the exposure to the light, so I'm trying to like hold it away and see. But that's everything swatched. Now it does bite me a little bit on this makeup wipe, meaning that it probably stays on pretty good throughout the day with like sweat and everything. But it's not going to be too difficult because I did just get it all off pretty easy. So that is the Supernatural palette. I know that if you go onto Hot Topic and you go into the Supernatural section, it is not going to be listed on there. For some reason, they haven't added it to that yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link it down in the description so that you can go and you can click on that link and you can find it there. Or I do believe that it's also in stores. I'm not sure, but I do know that they did not put it on the section of the pop culture area that's Hot Topic. And that's one of the reasons that a lot of people have been unable to find it. But I am going to go ahead and put an end to this video. I am going to start doing this new segment called, like, it'll either be Spooky Sunday, Supernatural Sunday, or Scary Sunday, where I do call scary numbers or play scary games. So, because I have a strong fascination with the supernatural, and I do believe in some aspects of it, not to this extent of the show, but you know, I don't know. You'll see that on Sundays, every other Sunday, because we're still doing our fan thoughts, so it'll be switching off. And on Saturdays, the makeup things are also about to start switching off. Sometimes DIYs will be there instead. It's just going to depend on the Saturday. But thank you guys all for watching. I love you all so much. If you create any looks with this palette, go ahead and tweet them to me, Instagram them to me, or Snapchat them to me. I would love to see some of the looks that you guys come up with. It's always super exciting to just play with makeup, and the fact that they have a makeup palette that's super natural is phenomenal, and I'm super excited about this, and I'm excited to see what other kind of looks I can create. I'm sure that you guys are going to see them, but before this video gets too long, I'm really going to call it the end, so bye guys.